I thought I'd make a quick video of, I guess, a map of what I'm actually trying to do to explain. Obviously, I started here in Sydney, right there, and I went to Canberra, where I caught up with David Barnsley. And initially, I was going to go down into Victoria, into Melbourne, but because of the COVID, there's a lot of restrictions of me being able to travel there to other states. So what I did is I stayed all in New South Wales up here, and I crossed over this little bit of Victoria. And I could do that on the proviso that I don't stop. I don't stop the car. I just drive straight through, which was only about 2.5 hours, so that's not too bad. And then I came down here, and I made it all the way into Kangaroo Island, which is there. Then obviously now I'm in Adelaide. And Adelaide, so South Australia is quite large. That's South Australia. Adelaide being the capital. And my plan is to be here until Wednesday. As Wednesday I have a 4x4 class, and I figured, given I'm about to do some extreme 4x4 and I'm solo, I should probably take classes. So after that course, I then go up to Port Augusta, with the goal of getting to Port Lincoln. So I'll come down here, and when I'm done in Port Lincoln, I will go up to Storkey Bay and make it up here, which is called the Nullarbor Highway. So this is basically from here to around here. It's about 1,000 kilometers of nothing but desert. It is paved road, bitumen, so it shouldn't be too bad. And once I get to Kalgoorlie, around here, which is a mining town, I will then drive down to Esperance on the coasts. Now, this is Western Australia. So Western Australia, as you can see, is about a third of the size of the whole country. So it's the biggest state. So yeah, I'll go through to the Kalgoorlie, around there. Then I work my way down to Esperance. And then I'll drive up the coast to Albany, Augusta, and there's a town there called Denmark, which is an old whaling town. So from there to there is 2,600 kilometers. My then stay in Perth for a couple of days and relax. Go to Rottnest, Fremantle, around there. Then I drive up to Geraldton, and Monkey Maya is somewhere around here. That's where the dolphins are. Then I'll go up to Ningaloo Reef, where that's one of the highlights of my trip. Some great diving there. Then up to Port Hedland. Then once I get to Port Hedland, depending on when I get there, I then have to decide, what do I do? Do I return, or do I continue on? If I return, then for Port Hedland, then I'll come inland this way, and then come back this way and go across. That's if I come back that way. The reason why I won't know into Port Hedland is it depends on what's called the big wet. And the big wet, of course, is the rainy season over our summer months, that all this up here gets flooded. If the big wet is done and the roads have been cleared, my plan is to go from Port Hedland to Broome, and then drive into the Kimberleys. All this is the Kimberleys, which is a national park. It's supposed to be beautiful. Go to Hills Creek and Connemara, and then finish off in Katherine. Once I get to Katherine, my plan is to drive all the way to Alice Springs. I'm hoping I can take this road. There's a special road there. It's a bush road. It's not bitumen. It's not paved. It's driving through the desert. I'm hoping I can drive that way, because that will save me a lot of time. But more importantly, it's a different kind of drive. But given that I'm solo, I don't know. I'm sort of playing that by ear. Then from Alice Springs, I'll drive back down to Coober Pedy. go across into the Flinders, and work my way back to Sydney. All up, that should be around 15,000 kilometers for a return trip. What's amazing though is from here to there to Perth is the same distance from there to Broome by driving. So that's how big of a country it is. And particularly around here and right around there are days where you see no one. I'm told that you'll be driving and there, you won't be seeing anyone. Interestingly, particularly some around here in some of these more remote areas, the closest humanity will be the Skylab, because the Skylab's only 250 miles above ground. So technically speaking, I could be in a situation where the closest human is in space as opposed to on ground. That's how diverse and sparse this is. But anyway, that's my trip. Hope it gives you some idea. And yeah, onward and forward.